he does need some form of payment, and that's up to him at the moment, whatever he's feeling to get that.
Okay. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. How did you guys, for the actors, how did you guys all bond when working on this?
From day one, I can say this whole cast has been an absolute family. I remember the first night I got there, we all went to dinner and sat up most of the night just talking and chatting and laughing and having the best time. So this whole project has been a dream.
We played this game called
Uh-oh.
Here it goes.
This game called Werewolf. And literally, you get to know each other when you're screaming at each other, trying to... Basically, this game's like Mafia. Have you ever played that game? Yeah. So you're trying to find out who the killer is, and we're literally screaming at each other, like trying to figure out who the actual killer is.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I think
you
we
find
bonded
Screaming at
a
each
lot.
other, lying to each other. Yeah, you get the best and the worst.
Dario.
I never lied. I was right all the time.
No, you weren't. That's false.
And how have you guys managed and handled all the stunt training and the stunt work that you've had to do? Who's taken the worst hit?
Huh?
There were no injuries.
There were no injuries.
No,
No.
no.
There have been no injuries.
Who has the
No.
biggest bruise?
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair, because Cat bruises very easily.
I bruise
Very
like a
easily.
peach.
Like exceptionally easily.
Yeah.
So how is it? How is that working on a show that's so heavy with the stunts and the effects?
We spent a tremendous amount of time working out together. If you're talking about bonding, I mean, it was sort of, we're on set in the gym and then asleep, and that was an ongoing theme.
We
But
have a little
we got in good enough shape to not get injured and to do all the stunts ourselves, a lot of the stunts ourselves, and luckily we had a great stunt team as well who were very...
But that was part of the
Okay.
team coming together also. We wanted to challenge you guys early on to get your bodies in shape, to wrap your heads around the character, do everything possible to commit as fully as one could imagine to the characters themselves. And if you look at the way your bodies have changed, your voices have changed, everything has changed in regard to the way you carry yourselves. In the spirit of truly becoming the characters, I think you guys did a great job, because Ed, Cassie, me, we were all very specific about, if you're going to do this, you got to go all the way, and you got to be believable, and you got to make it happen for all these passionate fans. So, and you guys have seen the behind the scenes snaps of everybody in the gym bringing it and doing their thing. So good job to all you guys, and I think it pays off in the physical demands of the show.
And so speaking to that, they have to do certain things to bring it. For you guys, you had to bring things that Cassie gave us in the books as far as look and tone and atmosphere. And so let's talk about putting this show together as far as like the lighting, the coloring, the costuming, all that stuff. Cassie, did you help with this?
No.
No. You just sat back and was like,
I helped with the casting, actually. That was the thing I was most involved in at the beginning. So, in fact, I remember the casting for for pretty much everybody here. And we were looking for Clary. And I remember Jace was first, because I remember I was visiting Ed and the production company, and they had the Jaces up on like this big screen. And there were all these different people. And I looked and I was like, that guy. And Robert, who's our...
And he couldn't do it, so I was...
They were like, no, we're hiring Dominic Sherwood. And I was like, oh, yeah. No, I was like, that guy. And Robert, who's German and talks like this all the time, was like, he looks mean. And I was like, exactly. Yeah, like, exactly. So he was like, okay. So they brought Dom in and everybody loved him. And I don't think he's actually mean.
Well,
so
why don't
No,
Cassie?
no.
Why don't we check?
Oh, no.
Everybody, how'd we do with Dom Sherwood? All right.
all right, the people have spoken.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you all. I think it's fair to say, like you were talking about commitment and how we've all come together as a cast. I think it's fair to say that there isn't any commitment and there isn't really any success in a show like this without everyone pulling their weight 100%. And that's not just the cast and McGee and Cassie and Ed. It's also the crew that we had in Toronto and like the other characters who aren't here and everyone who's behind the scenes. There's not one person that I met on this production who wasn't 100% there all the time. So it's not just us. I think it's important to remember that this is a team and all of us tried 100% because everyone was trying 100%. So we all kind of put this thing together. Spearheaded by our lovely leaders here.
Indeed. Every single person involved in this project everyone from literally every single person I met on set is completely committed and completely passionate and completely enthralled and excited for this show. And I think it really will show on screen.
Nice. How are we doing the tattoos?
Ooh.
First of all, they're runes.
They're called runes.
Well, Jess.
Real ones?
The runes are a process of. Did you ever have that gum when you were a kid, and like you'd unfold the gum and there was like a little transfer tattoo, and you put water on and it sticks to your skin? So that's like step one. We have rune-shaped versions of those, and they put them all over our bodies. I think we counted in my first shirtless scene. I have 25.
Wow.
All over my
All
body.
over.
And they also kind of change and evolve. So we have like different things, and we put new ones on for dependent on what we need here and there. And obviously, Clary is slowly starting to build up her kind of repertoire of runes. But it does take about an hour to kind of get them all on. We have them all over, and then they have to be sealed and put on our body. And then at the end of the day, they all have to be taken off, which is also kind of a pain, because we spend all day making sure that no matter what we're doing, whether we're fighting or we're running or we're sweating or whatever it is, they will not come off. And then at the end of the day, we want to get them off because we want to go home. And I want to go and have dinner at a restaurant and not have people go, you have a little something right here.
No, I walk into the trailer because I don't have those. And it's literally they're half naked, and there's like 3 girls just like scrubbing them. Like this. It's the funniest thing.
And that's just on like a weekend.
That's days off, yeah.
But so who has a rune in the most sensitive area?
What did you say?
Of course.
Hips?
I
We both
think
have
that's-
hips. We have hip ones.
Chest,
All over the body.
Yeah.
everywhere that shows.
One thing I love about the runes is, as Dom was saying, is how they evolve and they change. When they're first put onto us, or when we first get the runes, they're very painful looking, and they're almost like a cut or a burn into the skin. And so it starts as a prosthetic, and then eventually, as time goes on, it heals, and so the color changes and it evolves. And I had a lot of that because all of Clary's runes are new throughout the season. So that was a fun process to learn about how all of that works, and to see our amazing team go to work and create these runes and make them look really quite gruesome sometimes.
Well, and then it's also mixed with the CGI team as well, who obviously, you saw in the footage that we just showed you, which, by the way, we saw it for the first time backstage as well. So how amazing was that?
How amazing, right?
Incredible. But also, we obviously, in the show, we activate them with our steles, or we burn them in with our steles, and whatever it is. And you saw the lovely Maxime, who plays Jocelyn, doing that for the first time. So they also then have to match hand in hand with the CGI team, who have to deal with it all too. Also, the steles are a difficult.
Are they
Steles are a prop.
Steles are tough.
And Dom had a lot of trouble with them.
Dom
did, I
had a
had
lot of
trouble
trouble with the
He was
stele.
insistent that Jace would be always fiddling with the
He's always
stele.
playing with a stele. He's always, and that's something I took from
The books.
from the books directly. That Jace is
Fiddler.
so confident, and I think I'm paraphrasing, but he's so confident. So it's strange that he has like a slight nervous tick. So that's something I tried to throw in.
And
with
Dom
Jace.
feels like he is Jason. In a lot of ways he is, but he's not quite as coordinated. So how many did you break? How many steles? How many steles did you drop during the scenes and then do that? Oh no.
Okay, well,
Oh,
first
no.
of all, I want to prerequisite this with they're very fragile. It's not just me.
Right.
No, they're
But-
fragile, they're heavy, and they're oddly balanced.
12. I think 12.
13.
Got up to 12.
13.
13.
How many did I break?
How many did I bring?
All right, boys, you're both.
I
pretty.
didn't break any.
Although, despite the broken steles, I think Dom learned the most tricks with his Seraph Blade throughout the season.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think Dom had the most.
I asked him to go home and play with his sword, and he certainly obliged us all.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay, now over to here.
Easy.
Cassie, is there one specific scene in the first book that you're just the most excited to see come to the screen?
I mean, there are several. I'm a little worried about spoiling anything, but certainly I am very happy to see the pandemonium scene. I think that we all are very much looking forward to a certain couple of first meetings. I am really looking forward to seeing Alec and Magnus meet for the first time. And of course, Jason Clary's first kiss.
Yes.
Big moment. So,
God, I wish we had remembered to do those.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been so great.
All right, Ed, we're going back.
We'll go back.
Okay, so
Reshoots.